Who did not do homework yesterday? Please stand. Who completed that homework? Take out that homework. Who did not do stand? What was the reason?
Outcomes means
Everything you have to do. Those are not a great problems. How many problems?
9 done, sir.
Study, but work should be done. Study newspaper, writing homework should be done. So why you did not do that? After do what the work is given. Alternating current you should have to do last week only. Every day, what the work is given, you do that is more than enough. Don't implement your stupid and useless strategies. The patchworks and the backlogs. Current CPT marks, you get good score, you will get confidence. Okay? Don't do overaction. Previous backlogs. Currently, if you perfect in that topic, that is enough. Then how marks will come? How result will come? How will you earn 1 crore rupees, 2 crore? One merit quota it is, 1 crore. If you want to go take your merit quota, you will sell to some NRI person, some big person for 1 crore. We are that much lazy. Installment you are paying. You have to think, you have to work more and more, you have to solve that problem. How nicely you that without any mistake. Here I cannot do like that. There is your without cancellation. Without cancellation, how did you write now? Copy down. Don't try to put flowers in my India. No flower will fall down. Like we are looking at it. Don't want to come down to that. But also not good. You, then why are you coming? No? Necessarily tell your parents it's very painful. They can't tolerate this. Don't keep any expectations. We failed and we don't want to waste the time. Unnecessarily you are believing us. Huh? You tell to your parents. Okay. We are just acting here. That 15 problems if you don't do, why is your life? Tell me. Why is your life? 15 means half an hour if you concentration, half an hour if you sit, it will be finished. You? Mother called again. Mother called this time. Who will do? No. See, ma, one stone I will throw you on your head. Useless strategy. Who are telling all this nonsense? Concentrate, present CPT syllabus. That's enough. Don't do overaction. Revision schedule. Lot of time is there to focus on strengthen the backlogs. And what you have done last week? You Roshni? Fix some enough. Stalin will give a merit quota. What chair want? Rotating chair or fiber chair? Maybe it's medical college. Shame is not there. You? Huh? Why? Huh? Absent means you have to watch the recording and you have to do. What you went to do? Take any Nobel Prize or what? Why are you absent? Your long term, you are already proven failed students. You feel shame to absent the class. None of recordings are there now. Watch. Daytime also, night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you should not eat food. You have to watch and you have to work is first. Then only food. Then only sleep, then only all privileges. Absent means we ate food, we all took all the comforts, but this work is yours. Who will do? Will you do it tomorrow? Will you do it? Please don't do for me. Understood? You should not do for someone. Work for you. Be selfish. Work for you. Understood? How much efforts if you do, that you will get it back. Understood? For me, on my fear, for someone, for your mother, father, please don't do. That is mechanical. Are you understanding? This mechanical work, instead of doing mechanical work, stop doing. Do go to work, what you can do, what you can put your life. Start one business, what you like. That or not? I should not ask. I should trust everyone have done. Understood? Honesty important for success first. Honesty. But honesty is not there. Okay, sit, it is a waste of time. Just I will do my job and I will go. Tomorrow everyone have to do. For understanding. Okay? Don't think negative on me. Understood? Sorry is like this talking means don't think negative on me. If you think negative also, I will not stop talking like this. I will definitely question for understanding. Okay? Parents with lot of trust they sent here. Of course, they are only spoiling you. No doubt. Huh? Will you do it tomorrow onwards? I should not ask you. Yes, my students will do definitely. Okay. Error reports you have brought, no? Why you like this today? Very less time. Huh? Any occasion? I want to know. Don't know. Any occasion is there? Expect a full prayer. Don't know. Okay, anyway, today's our topic is diffraction. So here the diffraction is nothing but bending nature of the light wave. Which nature? Bending nature of the light wave when it is entering from one medium to the same medium. Refraction meaning what? One medium to another medium. That is the major difference between refraction and diffraction. How do you define the refraction? Bending nature of the light from one medium to another medium. But diffraction meaning bending nature of the light from one medium to same medium, and additionally that bent light waves will go under interference. So diffraction, how can you define? Bending plus interference. Bending plus interference is called a diffraction. What is the consequence of interference? Tell me. Yesterday, when you use two sources of light, instead of two bright spots on the screen, multiple bright spots you have seen, multiple dark spots you have seen. Means the light intensity splitted uniformly. But here, when diffraction comes, here also light intensity will split, but not evenly. Evenly means yesterday we proved intensity of every bright band is constant. Say yes or no. What is the intensity of the maximum? Bracket start under root of I1 plus under root of I2 the whole square. Right or not? There is no variable. So constant. But here diffraction is not like that. This is the uneven interference. What is that? Uneven interference. Because light rays are bending also, no? That's what that bending causes slight variation in intensity. All bright bands, all bright fringes do not have the equal intensity. These are the major differences between interference and diffraction. You got my point? So, with one experiment, if you look into that experiment, for example, this is one single slit. I have taken one cardboard, I pierced one small hole. What I have done? I pierced one small hole. But for your visibility, somewhat I have drawn magnified vision. What is this? Screen. Tell me what is the length of this slit here? Let's say A meter. A equal to length of the slit or diameter of the slit. You can also call it as size of the slit also. Just behind this plane of the slit, I am keeping one source of light. As usually, what source of light I am keeping? Monochromatic source of light. Have one single color wavelength lambda I am using. So if you look into this, some light waves falling on the edges of this slit, what will happen? Actually, what will happen? Without a diffraction. If there is no diffraction, what can you see? If light is not undergoing diffraction, the light wave should go straightly, and what you could see? One bright patch can be formed. There is no diffraction, if there is no interference, the bright spot should appear on the screen. Understood? Without diffraction, without interference. But in reality, if you watch the screen, what will happen? Middle, one bright spot is there. This time, no band. Yesterday, in the discussion of interference, what kind of bands you have seen? All identical sized bright bands and dark bands you have seen, rectangular shape. Yes or no? But here in the diffraction, you will not see that rectangular band. You will see only fringes. You will see only fringes, circular fringes you are going to see, right? So this is one bright spot or circular, whatever man trying on. Why you will try? And why are you keeping like this? You could not see us. Right? Please close the curtains. Close the curtains properly. Glaring will happen. Where the gaps are there now, I think if I am not wrong, glaring will happen. Na? 3 zones. At least you have to speak now. Everything only I have to identify. You also, madam. Close that curtain properly. Testing my eyes are your ophthalmologist. Target. Now I think it's okay. Okay. Don't keep gaps between the two. Or else you come out, I will try. This one. Okay. Anyway, comfortable, huh? Good. Okay now. Okay. So in reality, if you take out that screen and if you watch, what do you notice? You will not see interference rectangular bands. You will see in middle circular one bright disk is there and surrounded by alternative bright fringes and dark fringes you can see. And one more thing, if you notice, as you are going away from the midpoint of the screen to away from the midpoint, you will be noticing that the intensity of this. Anything you want to discuss?
For double select. You said over here you wrote and said that like fringes will form and something will take part.
If you zoom in, you will get rectangular band. Understood? Actually, those are also, see what do you say? See, these are circular fringes. Huh? If you see from this side, what do you notice? Rectangular bands only, no? Correct or not? Like that. That is the zoom in and zoom out matter.
Here also it will form.
Here no. Here surely circular fringes only will be there. Why? Because slit I have taken circle. For understanding. There are not. So here also circular disc will be formed. You zoom in. If you take this portion only, you can feel that bands like this. Here also you will get the bands like this. Understood? If you take only this portion, zoom in, I am telling. But here in the diffraction, zoom in, zoom out, not required. Understood? Only you have to you have to analyze this complete fringes, diameter, radius, their area, everything you have to analyze. So you don't need to zoom in. Now, if you zoom in also, what you notice, this is the central maxima is having high intensity. As you are going away from the center, what will happen? Intensity will decrease. So that bright bands are going fainter. The last bright band is least fainter, almost all not visible. I'm telling you. Understood? Okay. Remember keep it in your mind, interference pattern is rectangular band only. For understanding. Okay. Here, circular fringes. Any circle is a combination of rectangular bands only. No? Infinity number of rectangular bands you are keeping in the circular trajectory, you will get a circle. Point of locus of all rectangular bonds only will constitute circular fringe. I am telling rectangular band, circular fringe, both are same only. You put all the rectangular bands, then only you will get what? Circular fringe. Here or no? Okay. Now, so if this is the without in the absence of diffraction and interference, you should expect only one bright spot surrounded by darkness. But in reality, this thing is happening. Is my point clear? What is this name of this maxima at the center is called as usually central maxima, 0th maxima or 0th bright band. Every bright band will start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And but surrounded by minima. To see this central bright spot, it is surrounded by first dark band. Inside the first dark band, you will have the circular bright spot. My point clear, everyone? Yes or no? Now, if you observe this parameters, the wavelength of the color that you have used is lambda. Let's say the distance between the plane of the slit and plane of the screen equal to capital D. This is a diagram which do not represented by diffraction, but in reality, this light wave will not travel like this. Understood? It will be bent like this. In fact, this light wave also will be bent like this. If I want to investigate this point B, the light wave, instead of going in the rectilinear propagation of light, it is deviated anti-clockwise. Understood? Deviated means diffracted. So this angle is called here what? Angle of diffraction or diffraction angle or angle of deviation also you can call. Understood? Question setter play with the terms. Understood? He is target to confuse your mind thinking. That's all. Understood? So he play with the different terms. This theta can be called as diffraction angle or angle of deviation or angle of diffraction. For your understanding, here I am taking only two light waves, but actually infinity number of light waves are falling on the periphery. Such all bent light waves, again they are undergoing what kind of interference? Constructive interference taking place. Their bright fringe will be formed. No, those bent light waves are undergoing destructive interference means dark fringe will be formed. Understood? So, for example, at this point B, if nth bright band is formed, bright band, nth bright band. Once again, I will draw this single slit. Why? Because for every interference investigation, path difference is utmost important. This is the plane of the screen. What is the size of the slit? Let's say a meter. I will join the midpoint of this circular slit and plane of the screen. So here, this is my point of observation. Our point of observation. We are finding that at point P, why bright band is forming, why dark band is forming. We are investigating that. And now some light waves are reaching point P. Some light waves are reaching this point P like this. They went diffraction. I will join this midpoint of the slit and point P also. Correct or not? Let's say this angle how much? Theta. Be careful, this theta is different. This theta is different. To avoid confusion, I will write this as theta prime. What is theta prime here? Angle of diffraction. Should not call diffraction. Diffraction. Di means what? Two. Refraction plus interference. Two phenomena taking place. Huh? That's what it is called diffraction. Di sounds two phenomena. Here. Then what is the meaning of this angle theta? This is called here angular position of this maxima or angular position of this minima, not diffraction angle. You understood my point here? That is diffraction angle. This is the what? Angular position of that or angle of that maxima. NS maxima, first maxima, second. This is the first light wave. This is the second light wave. Two people respond. What will happen? There is some path differences there now between the two light waves. Comparing it to first light wave, second light wave traveling some extra path. So that's what I will draw one perpendicular line. This is A means, this is theta means, this will be how much? 90 minus theta, then this is again theta. So this will be A cosine theta, then what is this length will be? A sine of theta. For understanding? Yes or no? So the path difference between the two light waves, how much here right now? A into sine of theta. Understood? You might have been observed that this light waves bent also. What do you think? Bent also and interfered also. So because of this consequence, what will happen? Where only interference taking place, bright band is formed, but here additionally bending also taking place. Please listen to my point carefully. In interference, only what will happen? The light waves which are reaching point P, what will happen? Only interference taking place. Because of the interference, only maxima is formed. But here this is only single slit, na? There two slits. I mean, the effect of this single slit is getting reversed. I mean, if with the two slits, if maxima is formed, with the single slit, minima only will be formed. Na? Meaning, concept you understood. Huh? In Young's double slits experiment, how many slits you are used? Two slits. Here, one slit. Understood? Means only internal interference only you consider. Only which interference? Only internal interference you consider. So the phenomena is getting reversed only. Na? One more slit is absented. One more slit absented means what will happen? Instead of maxima, minima only will be formed. Are understanding? Okay. So I can write at this point P, for example, what kind of interference taking place? Constructive interference taking place. Constructive interference is taking place means at that point P. Let's say the distance between every distance we are measuring from the midpoint of the screen. That is our reference point. What is this YN here? What is YN here? That is the distance between reference point and nth maximum. So what condition I have to write here? A sin theta equal to how much?
The nth minimum.
Nth maximum. Here maxima is formed. If two slits you kept, minima will form. Single slit means maxima will form.
What do you told the two slits maximum form?
Two slits means maxima, then minima. Two slits minima means your maxima. Okay. Understood. So A sin theta equal to how much here? This is the maxima. Here, as of now, maxima is formed, I am assuming. Two slits will show minima. So single slit will show maximum. Are understanding? This big proof is there. Big proof is there. 20-25 steps proof is there. But that is your out of syllabus. That the syllabus big max operations are required. Euler theorem. Some transformations are required. So that you will study in your UG. Your professor will teach that. That is a long answer type question in your graduation. Clear? Okay. A sin theta equal to how much I should write right now? Maxima I am talking. Maxima means not n lambda. In interference, what is the condition for maxima? Path difference must and should be equal to how much here? N into lambda. So here I should not use the reverse condition I have to use. What condition I have to use? 2n minus 1 into lambda by 2. Is it clear? Or we can use 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Compulsory you have to use 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. But here, as I am talking, maximum. You put n equal to 0, what do you get? First maximum, second maximum, and third maximum. I told the rule also 2n plus 1 when you are using, n value should start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now, instead of this maxima, if minima is formed, destructive interference is there. If destructive interference taking place, what is the condition to form nth minima? How much? A sin theta equal to how much here? N into lambda. So these are the two conditions to form nth dark band or nth bright band. Now tell me, what is the sign of theta value? For example, I want to form nth bright band distance. What is the condition we found? A sin theta equal to how much? How much? 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2, and sin theta value how much here? Use this right angle triangle. Sin theta equal to opposite side by adjacent side. Sin theta I am treating like a tan theta. Because I know opposite side and I know adjacent side. This setup also very small. So all angular positions are very small. So sin theta value how much here? Opposite side by adjacent side, that equal to how much? 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. So what is the distance between the nth bright band and from the midpoint? B by A into lambda by 2 into how much? 2n plus 1. This is the distance between the nth bright band and the midpoint. Similarly, for nth dark band, you take nth dark band. What is the distance between the nth dark band and midpoint? Same thing. A into yn by capital D equal to how much? N into lambda. So yn equal to how much here? N lambda into D divided by small a. The distance between reference point means midpoint of the screen and nth dark band or nth minimum. Now, with this analysis you can calculate. You can calculate here the point source, and this is what? This is on plane of the screen. This is the diameter of the slit. This is the capital D here. As I told you, here one central maxima is formed, or central bright disk you can see. That is also called zeroth maxima. So it is surrounded by what? Surrounded by first minimum only, na? Is a yes or no? Surrounded by this first minimum. The shaded path is the first minimum. Now we join this midpoint of the slit and that first minima. It is making some angular position how much? Theta. So for first minima, what is the condition respond? A sin of theta equal to how much? N into lambda. For first minima, n value how much I have to keep? 1 I have to keep. So sin of theta equal to how much? Lambda divided by A. Then theta equal to how much? Lambda by A I can write now. Yes or no? Sin theta I will write as a theta. You should not say any objection. I drew the diagram very enlarged, but the setup is very small. This much size only, so angles are very small. What is this is called? Angular position of the first minima. Angular position of the first minima. I want to calculate diameter of this central maxima. What I want to calculate? Diameter of the central maxima. With your permission, shall I write diameter of the central maxima is nothing but y1 plus y1, shall I write? What is y1? Sorry. Diameter of the central maxima equal to how much? Capital D prime. D prime shall I write y1 plus y1? What is y1 equal to? Distance between midpoint and the first minimum. So theta value shall I write? What theta value? Opposite side by adjacent side, capital D only, na? That are lambda divided by A. Yes or no? Y1 value how much? Lambda into D divided by small a. Now tell me what is the diameter of that central maximum? 2 into y1. That or not? Twice that of the y1 value. So I can write diameter of the maxima or radius of that central maximum. How much? Diameter of how much? Central maxima how much d prime equal to 2 into y1. The diameter of the central maximum, how much? 2 into y1 value. You know very well, lambda into how much? D divided by small a. This is the diameter of the what is the radius of the central maximum? Radius of the central maximum, how much here?
Lambda dB.
Diameter of the central maximum divided by 2 here. Yes, sir. So radius of the central maximum r prime equal to how much? D prime value substitute here. So what do you get? Same lambda d divided by a. What I am keeping star marks compulsory, you have to remember direct questions came many times, maybe it comes also. Okay. What is the area of the central maximum? That is called some name is there, some disk that is called some fairy disk also you can call. What is the name of that disk? Fairy disk. Find the area of the fairy disk. Fairy disk is nothing but that central maxima total area. That is just like a disk. So what area of that equal to pi into r prime whole square. So pi into how much? Lambda into d divided by a whole square. Understood. So that is like that. Not only central maxima, like that you can calculate any maxima. First maxima, this kind of analysis only. What you can find? First maxima, second maxima radius, third maxima radius, everything you can analyze. Now, see if you observe the interference intensity pattern, this is the single slit, plane of the single slit, and this is the source of the light. And what is this here? Plane of the screen. If you see the intensity graph, I'll assume this is a y-axis. Intensity values I am plotting on y-axis. The position of that maxima and minimum values I am plotting on this axis. So what will happen here? Respond, what will happen? Intensity for the central maxima will be maximum, and as you are going away from the central maxima, the intensity is decreasing like this. Just for your understanding, I am drawing the 0th maxima, first maxima, and second maxima only I am drawing. Depends on the dimensions and the usage of the color, you may get many fringes also. What is this? This is a 0th maxima. What is this? First minima. This is also first minima. What is this? First maxima. This is first maxima. What is this? Second minima and second minima. First maxima is trapped between the two minima. Central maxima is trapped between the two minima. Two first minima. But first maxima is trapped between first minima and second minima. How to find its this one? How to find its diameter? Tell me. Please respond. How to find its diameter? I am asking you. Can you give me one plan? Just to find this. What is this? Theta 1. And just find this. Theta 2. Theta, this is nothing but what here? Theta 2 minus theta 1. You have seen one arc shape now. arc shape is nothing but this radius of the what is this first maxima equal to how much? Capital D into how much I can write? R equal to what I can write? What is this for first maxima radius I am finding? Sorry, this is not radius. Diameter of the first maxima I am finding. Are you understanding? Diameter of the first maxima how much here? This arc shape only na? Yes or no? The length of the arc equal to radius of the arc into angle of the arc means capital D into how much theta 2? Theta 1. Capital D equal to what is theta 2 value?
D is the distance between the slit and the screen.
Yeah, D is nothing but distance between the slit and screen. This also same capital D you have to take.
Also,
I told
same also.
you are, I have drawn this is the magnified diameter. So you are feeling that this is different length and this is different length. But as I told you, the setup is very, very little. Theta is almost all 0, no? So this length also almost all capital D I can take. Say yes or no? Understood or not understood? So you have to take compulsory. Theta 2 value how much? Angular position of the second minima how much?
Lambda b.
This is theta 1. Angular position of the first minima. This is angular position of the second minima. How much that is? But angular position of the second minima how much?
2 lambda by
2 lambda
A.
by A. What angular position of the first minima? Lambda by A. So I found the diameter of the first maxima how much?
Lambda d by
Lambda capital D by
a.
A. What do you notice here? The diameter of this first maxima is how much? Lambda D by A. What is the diameter of the central maxima? Where I found?
2 lambda d.
Where double?
Up, sir.
Diameter twice, na? Yes or no? Understood. So means different maxima, different bright bands also will have the different areas, different width. Are you getting my point here? Diameter of the central maxima is twice to the diameter of the first max. Like that you can investigate diameter of the, width of the, this is actually not diameter, it will repeat like this now. Just visualize this. What is this? First maxima will come like this, na circle. So this is actually width, no? See this? This is a circle, second maxima. Sorry, first maxima. It will come like this. The circular thing I only told now. So I should not call this as a diameter of the first maxima. I have to call width of the first maxima. One should have the skill to write width of any maxima, width of any minima. This is called what? Width of the first maxima. Width of first maxima. Like that, I'm leaving some work to you in your house. Find width of second maxima, third maxima in your house. That is a kind of practice for you. So you try like that. Now, it is very clear that what it sounds, width is decreasing means intensity of light also diminishing only, no meaning. Yes or no? But in the interference is not like that. Width of every maxima is constant. In fact, intensity also constant. So here is width is differing means intensity also differing. For example, I want to find intensity at one particular position. For example, I want to investigate at this particular point P is there. Which is at angular position theta. What is the angular position of this P? Theta is the angular position. Now I want to find the intensity at that point P. That intensity at that point P you have to remember that equal to I naught into. What is I naught you will ask me? What is I naught here, friends? Very good. Intensity of this central maximum. Have you noticed these are all our sine square curve only, na? I told many times sine graph cosine graph, sine square graph, did you remember? Na? So the intensity is variable in the form of sine square theta only. Na? So right side also the term will come. So what the intensity at this position angle theta, that is called how much? Sine square beta divided by beta square. Everyone have to remember. Beta I created to easily remember this. Beta is also one very important parameter. Place to place the beta value changes. Beta equal to how much? Pi into A into sine of theta divided by lambda. Where theta is nothing but angular position of that point and A is the diameter of the slit and lambda equal to how much? Wavelength of the color that you have used here. Substitute here what will you get? The intensity at a position, at an angular position theta equal to how much? I naught into sine square beta. Beta value how much here? Pi a sine of theta by lambda and whole divided by how much? Pi a sine of theta divided by lambda whole square. So this is what here? Intensity at any position theta. There are two types of diffractions are there. One is Fresnel diffraction. Fresnel diffraction means very natural diffraction activity without any artificial lens support. If you look into the Fresnel diffraction, this is one source of light. This is one plane of the slit. The single slit is there. This one screen is there. What will happen here? The light will go under diffraction. As a result, what will happen here? The screen, if you see, like this, central maxima and surrounded by alternative bright fringes, and what will happen? Dark fringes will be formed here. Yes or no? But in case of the Fraunhofer diffraction, because what the light waves are interfered cannot be focused properly. So what Fraunhofer, the scientist, Fresnel is one scientist, Fraunhofer is also one scientist. As of now, what I analyze, that is Fresnel diffraction only. Fraunhofer, what he has done to focus well-defined diffraction pattern, he put one convex lens before the slit here. So you can focus the bright bands and dark bands in a well-defined manner. So you can, with the naked eye directly, you can see. It is easy to distinguish. So if you look into the Fraunhofer diffraction, additionally, only one convex lens will be added to focus the bright band properly. Understood? For example, whatever the light waves are falling on the convex lens will be focused in one particular location. So it is easy to define whether it is the 0th maxima or first maxima. But whereas in case of the Fresnel diffraction, you can notice, but not in a well-defined manner. Painting will happen, and unnecessarily because of the sharp definition, because of the focusing, because of lack of focusing, what will happen? Your eye cannot distinguish which is 0th maxima, which is overlapping taking place between first maxima and the second maxima. Like this, they will merge. So you cannot define or understanding. Only you can see shadow only. So to well-defined pattern, you have to use the convex lens. So you can define well properly what are the maxima and what are the minima. Like this, you can concentrate. Understood? Okay, so that is all about the diffraction. Okay, so now take break. They collect that error report and put signal. Actually, you do that. Okay. Thank you, sir.